What's good, boys? Zach back here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I find winning angles with AI. So how I actually go about finding winning angles really fast is by using image ads. So the reason why I like to use image ads when it comes to finding angles is, number one, they are super fast to make. Like, you can generate 10, 20, 30 image ads in a matter of like 30 minutes, even less, like sometimes like 10 minutes. You can generate a bunch of image ads super fast. And number two is you can test a bunch of different iterations with them as well. So what this is going to do is it's just going to help you get to your end goal, which is to find that winning angle super fast. So I was talking to one of my new mentorship students about this exact strategy that I'm about to go over with you guys, and he was struggling with like trying to find winning angles on his product, and I had him just implement this by just testing with image ads to find angles. And now he's already scaled up to 3K days and is absolutely printing. So make sure you guys actually do pay attention when I am talking about this, because there's a lot of sauce inside of this video. The first thing that we have to figure out before we can even start to create these image ads is, who exactly are we selling to? This is very important, and this is a big mistake that I see a lot of dropshippers make, is they go ahead and they start testing a bunch of image ads, video ads, whatever, without actually having an idea of who they are selling to. So we really have to understand who we're selling to, and the best way that I like to go about this is, number one, you want to find your core avatar. So you want to find your core avatar, and this is really important because this is the person who you want to be targeting. You want to have a specific avatar in mind that you're actually going after. And the big thing with this avatar is that you want it to be desire based. So desire based, and the reason why you want it to be, sorry for that bad handwriting right there, but the reason why you want it to be desire based is because these are the people who are actually going to buy, right? Because they have such a deep desire, a deep emotion behind actually wanting to buy this product. So when we find our avatar and we are selling to their desire, this is how we're actually going to convert, right? And the way I like to go about this, especially when it comes to testing, is that when we do find our core avatar, which I'm going to show you guys exactly how to find in a second here, is that we want to find 3 sub avatars around it. Because what this is going to do is this is going to help us a lot in the testing phase, because we're not going after this just massive core avatar that so many people are targeting. We're picking one of these sub avatars to actually go after so that we can target a more specific person, because especially when you're at low spend, like $300 a day, 1K a day, like super low spend, you want to start hitting these sub avatars so that we can eventually scale up, and then we can also test the other sub avatars. If we tested one, then now like when we start to like win on this, we can test this one, and then maybe we can go back up to the core avatar and we can start scaling up. But when you guys are still not spending that much money on ads, it's very important to niche down. So the product that I'm actually going to be using for this video is this baby bath filter. So I'm gonna come over here to Claude, and as you guys can see, I'm in a project right now and I already have a couple files uploaded. So what you guys are going to want to do is you guys are going to want to make these starting docs, right? So with these starting docs, it'll basically give you all the deep research on your product, avatar and offer brief, and then also necessary beliefs of the customer. And that's entitled, like, why it's called starting docs, because this is what you should do at every time that you start your product. So if you just go through this, it's very self-explanatory throughout this doc. So if you guys do want this doc, it'll be the 3rd link in the description. But basically, when you guys do make those docs, you guys are going to want to upload them into the file in Claude. And basically the little prompt that I gave Claude right here is just, hey Claude, I want you to find me my core avatar for this product. What's the deep desire behind wanting to buy this product? And I also want you to create me 3 sub avatars off of that. And then it's very important that we also say this: I don't want personas, I want avatars. So I know that might sound like kind of like what are you saying here? But like with the persona, it's gonna be like, oh, Jesse, who's 27. You don't want personas, you want avatars, right? Because especially when we are talking about like the deep desire, or like the desire behind it, a desire-based avatar, that can be a lot of people. So we don't want personas, we don't want Jesse, who's 27, but we're just gonna send this out and let Claude cook on it for a second. All right, cool. Claude just got cooking us up our avatar. So let's kind of look at what it is. So core avatar, the relentless researcher. All right, so like, what is their deep desire? She doesn't want a bath filter. She wants to prove she's not a bad mother. All right, so like she's not even like concerned about like the actual product. She doesn't care about the product. She just wants to prove that she's not a bad mother. That's a pretty deep desire. Now let's kind of look at some of the sub avatars that it gave us. So sub avatar 1, the betrayed believer. All right, her story, I did everything right, bought the organic crib mattress. All right, just things that she's tried. All right, let's see what the deep desire is. So to reclaim agency in a world that betrayed her trust, to become the expert her baby needs because experts let her down. All right, that's an okay one. The guilt-driven guardian. Her husband has eczema. His childhood photos are the same red. Weeping skin. All right, so kind of talk about the baby and how it kind of came from her husband. To prove that love can overcome biology, give her child one thing that finally works. I didn't let you suffer like your father did. All right, so this is a pretty good one. I like that sub-avatar a lot. The community trust seeker. All right, she's different. She's in 3 different Facebook groups. The deep desire to find the answer that's been hiding in plain sight. The one all the other moms wishes they had known sooner. To become the one who shares a breakthrough. The group and gets 2,000 people saying. All right, so this is more like social. So, and here she's going for like kind of like social validation. So this is a decent one as well. I do think the best one right here is the guilty-driven guardian. I like this one a lot. So this is a sub-avatar that I would like to test and actually go into. So that's basically kind of what it entails when you guys are looking to create your core avatar and find sub-avatars around that core avatar. I also have a lot more information that I want to cover in this video, but besides that, I also am hosting a free masterclass on February 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be exposing my exact product blueprint, and I'll be showing all the criteria that I use when I'm actually looking for winning products, showing you guys live examples, everything like that. Seats are going really fast right now, and there's only a certain amount of people that actually can let into it. So if you guys do want to reserve your seat for that, I'll leave it with the first link in the description. But now let's go into actually the next part, which is finding the angles, right? So the next thing that we're going to be going into is angles. So when it comes to like the angles, we want to be testing with multiple angles, because kind of how I like to test, especially with the sub-avatar test, is you have your sub-avatar, right? You have your sub-avatar that we are actually going in on and that we're going to target. And then off of that, to find what angles are actually going to work, I like to just do a method where I'm able to test 3 different angles with just one type of ad. So what I like to do is I'm going to keep the format of this entire thing exactly the same. So the image ad format's going to be the exact same, but the only thing that we're going to be doing is just testing different ad angles. So kind of how we're just going to go about that is I'm just going to come up here and then copy and paste all of this. And then we're going to drop down here, just paste that in, and I'm going to write a small little prompt. All right, so the little prompt I just wrote, Claude, was just, for this sub-avatar, I want you to create me 3 angles that I can test. I want this to be different than the angles that every customer has already seen for this product. I want to be able to stand out. So the reason that we want to do this is because we want to attack at a different angle, right? So like if we have a competitor who's already super scaled up and they're a bigger brand, the way we're going to be able to crack into the market is not only with our sub avatar, but also targeting different angles that aren't being shown yet, or just kind of under the radar, to say, where that customer base really isn't getting advertised to and that root problem really isn't getting advertised to. So that's just what we're going to say, and then we're going to send that out into Claude. All right, now Claude is cooking for us and giving us some different angles that we can test. The inheritance reversal. All right, so like kind of like what the premise is your husband survived his childhood eczema with nothing but steroid cream and willpower. Your baby doesn't have to. So that one is actually pretty good. I like this because like I don't feel like a lot of people are really talking about it's coming from the husband, and like that's the reason why your baby has eczema. Don't make your baby suffer the same way your husband had to when he was growing up. See the second angle, the silent parent's guilt. All right. He watches you research at 2 a.m. He sees you cry and he knows it's his fault, even though it isn't. All right, so I like this one a lot because this is really emotion driven for the woman. Like he watches you research at 2 a.m. He sees you cry. He knows that it's his fault, even though it really isn't, because it's kind of his fault because he has like the eczema gene or whatever. But like it obviously isn't his fault because there's really nothing he can do about it. And then the next thing is the controlled paradox. So you spent 6 months trying to control everything except the one thing that mattered the most. All right, so that's another good one as well. So all right, I like all 3 of these angles. They're all pretty good angles that I do want to test. And I haven't done too much deep diving into the market, but from like what I did kind of planning out this video, I didn't really see any of these angles actually being tested. So this is actually some angles I would like to go after. And now that we're in Get Hooked, basically the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to set performance at 5 and 4 stars. Add format, obviously you want this to be image, and then status, you want it to be still running. So now I'm going to scroll through here for a little bit and look for an ad that I would like to swipe. Alright, so I just found an ad that I think is pretty decent and I would like to actually use for my brand. So it's this one right here. Your dog is suffering because of you. And I like the format of this ad, so this is the one that I'm going to use. So obviously make sure you guys go ahead and download this ad because we're going to need this for later. Alright, now that we got the ad that we want to imitate, I'm basically just going to upload the ad and then also upload the image of my product, which is just my product image with a white background. It's very standard. And then basically what I'm just going to say is just, okay, now I want you to create me 3 prompts, 1 for each angle, then put in your angles that you're testing right here. I'm uploading a winning ad format that I want you to copy from my product. I am also uploading an image of my product so you know what the product that I'm selling looks like. I'm also going to be using Nano Banana Pro to generate this image, so make sure that the prompt is simple. And then make sure to use my brand's colors where the orange is. I'm just putting this in just because, like, obviously we're not going to want the orange for this product. I just don't think that would look clean. And then also one thing I forgot to put, make sure you include the headline and the text in the prompt. And then boom, just something like that. And then we're just going to send that out and let that cook for a second. All right, cool. It just got done generating us the prompts. So now we have our more simpler versions on here. I never really take these just because I see, like, when you take a longer prompt, especially with Nano Banana, it ends up getting all messed up. So I'm definitely going to be going with these smaller, simpler prompts. So I'm just going to take this first one. I'm going to copy. I'm going to pop right over to Nano Banana. As you guys see, I was kind of messing around with it a little bit earlier. But basically just paste that in. Make sure you're on Nano Banana Pro. And then make sure batch size is 4 out of 4 because you want it to generate multiple images just in case the first image it gives you back just kind of looks weird or you don't really like it. You also want to make sure like you have multiple images that you can select from. So I'm basically just going to send this one out. And then while that generates, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to get this next one, send this one out as well. Come back here, get the last one, send that one out as well. Boom. And then, okay, now we got all those generating. And then I will come back once these are done. All right, cool. It just got done generating all these images for us. So now let's kind of go through them. So we got our first angle right here. So, all right, let's just see. Your baby's suffering because of genetics. Your husband knows the pain, the scratching that draws blood, the baths that burn, the steroids that stopped working. It's inherited eczema, but it doesn't have to be inherited suffering. I'm be honest, this is really good. It follows that same exact format with the headline with the red text, and then also with like the little image in the middle. You can see obviously visually the baby has dry skin and eczema, and then you have the dad just holding it, looking like just sorry for the baby. Then we can kind of see some of the other ones that it generated. This one isn't as good. This one just looks more intimate, so I don't like that one as much. Let's look at some of the other ones. All right, so we got one where the dad actually does have the eczema on him. So maybe that's something that like we could even test like on its own, just like seeing that. But I mean, I don't know. Like I would have to do. This is a part where I would almost have to do deeper research. Like, does eczema stay with you throughout your entire life? So like maybe that would be something we would dive into. This one also looks pretty good. But overall, I'm kind of leaning towards this first one. I think this first one looks really, really good. Something I would use. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Your baby is suffering because of the water. He sees you research every night. The $600 spent on creams. The elimination diet that failed. The guilt you both carry. You thought it was genetics. It was just your tap water. Very, like I'm telling you, very good ads. Like, these are ads I would throw up in an ad account if I was running this product right now. Let me see on this one. Let me look at kind of the image because I kind of want to look at the image to kind of see. All right, this one looks pretty good as well. So I'm kind of in between like this one. Like this one looks like, dude, like she's just drained, worn out. I don't know. This one is pretty high valence, so I don't know if I would go with that one. With this one, I kind of like this one because this is more like just like calm. Like she's just more like she's not like die. Like in this one, she looks like she's like about to die, but like in this one, she just looks upset. Then you can obviously see the husband there, but this one probably be the one that I'd use. So another really good ad that follows that same format of the winning ad that we just were going after. Now this next one, your baby is suffering because of tap water. All right, then we got all the images of things they've tried. You controlled everything fragrance-free detergent, organic cotton clothes, $400 in eczema creams, filtered bath water with an X, because like, and then also like it's kind of showing like the image, like what's the missing piece that they haven't tried yet. It's this. Let's kind of see what the other ones. This one's actually pretty good. I like this one. I don't really like how the image is shown on this. It just looks kind of like too all over the place. I really like this one so far. But then this one also does show the names. Your baby is suffering because of tap water. I kind of like this one because it's kind of like a side-by-side comparison almost, where it's like you controlled everything, fragrance-free deodorant, organic cotton clothes, $400 in eczema cream, but every bath undid everything until now. All right, very good, very good. I actually kind of like this one a lot too. Let me see what this one's looking like. Out of all of them, I would say I like this one the best. This one's the cleanest. So like, boom, now we have like this ad we could run, this ad that we can run, and then this ad that we can run. Throw them all in, and then let's just see what angle actually hits. So it's kind of funny, listen to this. Like, one of my students who recently joined the program was really struggling with actually coming up with like image ad ideas, right? And like, this is just something that fixes it, because you're able to pull things that are already working, image ads that are already proven to work, especially if you use Get Hooked, you can see the star rating on them. So you're really able to pull what's already working and then just kind of put your own twist on it with your product and with your own unique angle. And when I actually taught him how to do that and we started doing it this way, it was actually crazy the results he started seeing. He started scaling up super fast. This really worked for him, and like, this is a great way to go about it. So now that we've done number one, which is swipe, let's go into create. So we're gonna pop right back over here to Claude, and I'm just gonna write up a little prompt for this one. All right, so the little prompt that I cooked up for it real quick is just, okay, I want to try a different format. I want to do a before and after ad for the 3 angles that we're testing inside of this sub avatar. So now I want you to create me prompts for Nano Banana Pro for my before and after format I want to test. So this obviously isn't a new format that I just created off the top of my head. Before and after has been around forever, but this is just kind of how you would set it up, like with whatever type of format or like whatever type of maybe even concept like you want to actually be testing inside your ads. You want to be a little creative. You just do something like this because you already have the foundation set inside of your Claude now. So now you can literally just write it a quick prompt like this, send it out, and then now we'll start creating us some prompts that we can start throwing into Nano Banana. So again, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna take the simplified version, gonna pop back over here, same rules applied on here, and we're just gonna click generate, and then we're gonna let Nano Banana cook on this for a little bit, and I'll pop back in when these images are done. All right, so those just got done generating. Some of them got the NSFW, probably just because like the baby was in it, maybe in the bath, but let's look through some of these. So the first before and after that we got with the inherit the eczema angle is he inherited the eczema, not the suffering. Your baby survived. Your husband survived with steroids. Your baby has filtered water. 3 weeks with filtered water. Obviously, you see baby with eczema, baby with no eczema. Got the dad in there. Very good. Something I'd definitely test. This one, I don't really know if I like it. I kind of don't like that the hand's in there. So this would probably be something I would use, and it would have been nice if they would have generated those images for us, but it's whatever. Now let's go on the next one. Before and after, kind of like just the baby crying with the eczema all around, and then after happy. that one looks pretty AI. I'm not really a fan of that one. Let me see what are the other ones that we have. You both carry the guilt. The water carries the blame. Ooh, I like that. That's a really good head. I really like this headline. And then we got the before, so with all the creams on the table, baby crying, and then after we got the baby in the bath with 2 happy parents. I actually like this ad a lot. That actually is a pretty good ad. I actually do like that one. Then what's this last one? You control everything except the water. So before we have all the creams, the baby with all the eczema and all the red stuff on his face. 10 days with the filtered baths. I don't know why it has this color thing in here. I definitely have to get rid of that, but whatever. Like, there is gonna be some mistakes. I mean, obviously, like if you wanna like change something, you can always like click reference and then just be like, get rid of whatever, just get rid of, and then just send it out, and then it'll help you just get rid of that. But like, this is also a pretty good ad. 600 in creams, that dairy-free diet. Then she filtered the bath water. Boom. Got the clear skin and everything. Let's see what this one's looking like. You control everything except the water. Before and after. Before, you got all the creams. 10 days with filtered baths. After, boom, 600 in creams, diet free. Then she filtered the bathwater. So again, really good ads that I would launch and I would test with this angle. So you can keep on doing this. You can keep on doing this. You guys can keep on creating more angles. You don't have to just stop at 3. I just like to test with 3. So basically, I would choose just the best ad out of each angle, and then launch them inside of like this just sub avatar. Obviously, you can start expanding and test even more angles on that sub avatar. But the whole goal that we're trying to do is find a winning angle off of this, and then basically just start just iterating and really going all in on that angle. The whole point of this is just to teach you guys exactly how we're finding winning angles super fast, and this is exactly how I do it. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Also, don't forget to check the details on the free class that I'm hosting on February 22nd at 7 p.m. EST. If you're not interested in free research examples and my exact blueprint that I use to hit 5 to 6 figure months, I guess you can just pass on it. But yeah, again, thank you all for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.